Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a crane in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. Just in case you're wondering where you might build a crane in your world, I have a couple of ideas for you. I initially built and designed the crane to complement my recent house under construction build. Here the crane is lifting some support structure for the roof into the house. There's actually a full tutorial for this build if you like what you see. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Another good application for this build is in conjunction with my factory. Here we are using it to lift one of the many storage containers. Once again, link down below in the description if you want to build a factory. I'm also using the crane as a placeholder in my city. Whenever I've had to remove something or move something, and I don't have anything to replace it with, I like to put the crane on top of one of these little simple buildings here, just as a reminder that I should really put something permanent here. Fun fact, I was hidden somewhere in the intro of this video, and I've made it very hard. Let me know down there in the comment section if, where and when you found me. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 7 block wide by 5 block long area, as represented by this handy grid that you can see on the screen, which I would recommend copying into your world. And the starting position is simply the front right hand corner of the grid. We start right there. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing a row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth stone slabs extending along the left side of our grid. We then want to place a row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth stone blocks extending right of each of these smooth stone slabs. On the opposite end here, we can place another row of smooth stone slabs, like this. And now it is time for us to make the crane. This is simply the foundation. The crane will be built right here. And we start off with an even number of polished black stone wool. You can easily adjust the crane's height, however, the number of polished black stone wool has to be an even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, you guys get the idea. Mine is 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So from here, we will extend backwards by 2, 1, 2, across by 2, 1, 2, forwards by 2, 1, 2, join together. We will place a polished black stone right in the middle here at the top, and then we must extend each one of the 4 corners down to the ground. Or should I say 3 corners, as we have already extended 1 up and now 2. So I'm actually going to extend from the ground up because I find that a lot easier. You know what? It might actually be the exact same speed as going down. I might have underestimated myself. So now we have each one of the 4 legs of the structure of the crane. So the reason that we use an even number when building these legs is so that we can connect every other wall together as we extend up the crane. There is a gap at the base and then we just connect every other row. And as you can see, we join rather naturally at the top. I'm going to join the left, right and front sides of the crane together in the same manner. I'm leaving the back side alone and I'll explain why as we progress through the build. So now that we have sealed up those 3 sides, let's turn our attention to the top. We will place an anvil right at the top here, and on top of the anvil, let's just place as a matter of fact, let's place a solid block, and then surround the solid block with polished blackstone slabs, and then we will remove that central block, like so. So now we are going to make the crane arm. There is a bit of a counterweight at the back, so at the back here we will place 1, 2, 3 slabs with a row of polished blackstone stairs extending across the back, and then we will join back using slabs like this. We will then extend up these blocks by 2 using slabs like this. So we want to extend every other block up by 2 using the slabs, and we want to connect them together in every direction possible. We're kind of creating this sort of lattice effect, all of these little circles. You guys can see what I'm talking about. I am also wondering if we should replace this stair here with a slab, whether that looks better or whether it looks better previously. But regardless, this is the back of the crane arm. Now let's talk about the front of the crane arm. We must place 20 slabs extending forwards from, well, this point, this point, this point, and this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We actually have to replace this 20th block with a stair, so it's technically 19, and then a stair on the end. We will extend the stair to the right by 1 using a slab, then another stair, and then we are going to extend all the way back on ourselves. And just whilst it's easy to see here, we are going to seal up the under part of the arm here, and then we are going to add the 2 rows of slabs every other block. Then we can join them together lengthways, as I'm doing now. Just going to swap sides. And then just across the top. And now that we have made the actual structure and the arm, we are next going to make the crane part, the part that dangles, I should say. So this is simply a hopper on the end here, and then we need a block to stand on, unfortunately. And extending down from the hopper, we are just going to have a chain, and this chain is a variable length, so this will be as long as you need it to be. So preferably this would be attached to something, and it can be anything, like whatever the crane is lifting. So it could very well be that the crane is just lifting like a stone beam like this, or maybe the crane's lifting like just a big ball of concrete or something. Like, it doesn't really matter what it's lifting, but regardless, you adjust the chain length down, as you can see, to where it has to be connected to. And if you did kind of want an idea of, like, if you wanted the chain just to have like just a small hook on the end, you can use a barrier in this position and a lever. I think that looks pretty good. Let's get rid of the barrier block. So if you're kind of just having the crane just chilling in the air, I think that looks pretty good. Next, we are going to make the actual cab of the crane. So this can be made on either the right or left side, wherever it suits you really. And we make it by placing a glass block here, extend down, and then place a yellow concrete underneath, extend the glass and the yellow concrete across, extend the yellow concrete backwards by 2 rows, add glass here, fill the back in with yellow concrete, stone stair in here, string on top, black carpet on top of all of this. And you can leave the crane like this. I think that actually looks quite good like that. Or for some reason, I'm always compelled just to place a mangrove button here. And then we get into an interesting part. So, if you wanted to, you can seal up the back of the crane just as you have everything else. You can just leave it like that. Or, more interestingly, you can place barrier blocks extending all the way up the middle of the crane, all the way up to the top, or near the top at the very least. So here, I believe, yep, here is good. Can break in, actually I think it's one more row, and then we can add a string here, black carpet on top of this. You can remove this this actual stone stair, and then you can actually get into the crane, which I think is a bit more interesting. So the barrier blocks are for the set of ladders that we need. So the ladders extend all the way up like this along the inside. We walk onto this platform and then we can just get in the crane, which I just think is far better. And unfortunately we aren't able to seal it up here. So, and I know what you might be thinking, why can't we place barrier blocks in between the polished black stone stairs and have the ladders extend up, and then that way we can like seal up most of the back of the crane? Well, unfortunately, whilst you can place ladders on barriers, you can't place them on the walls. So we're a little bit stuck in that regard. I would have preferred that, but I do think that the functionality of being able to climb the crane outweighs the obvious fact that it should probably be sealed up. And that's it. Tutorial complete. At this point in the video, I would show you where I am placing the crane in my city, but we already did that at the start of the video. So instead, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.